Welcome back. Welcome to this section on data structures in Python. In this section, you would discuss why do we need data structures and what are the important data structures that Python provides by default. One thing I can tell you is these data structures that Python provides are very powerful. There are a lot of operations that you can do with minimal code in Python. In this step, let's focus on the first question. Why do we need data structures? Let's say I have multiple values to store. Let's say I would want to store marks of different students. First student mark is 45. Second student mark is, let's say, 54. These guys are average students, maybe like me. And mark 3, this guy is a very good student. So he got, let's say, 80 marks. Now, I want to find out the sum of all these three guys. How can I do that? Mark 1 plus Mark 2 plus Mark 3. So the professor asks, what's the sum and what is the average? I would do this, right? So I would say the average of the marks in the class is this. Okay, 59.6 something. That's cool. But now, professor says, there's a new student, Mark 4. Aha. I would need to have a new student. He gets marks. Now the formula, mark 4 by 3. I made a mistake. Actually, it should have been 4, right? So that's what would happen. Each time you have a new student with a new mark, you create a new variable and store his marks. This is how your program keeps changing. And that's not ideal. When you have a list of marks, you'd rather store them in specific data structures that would allow easy manipulation. And that's where the data structures in Python comes in. Let's now look at a specific data structure in Python called list and how it helps us to solve the problem that we discussed earlier. Creating data structures in Python is very, very simple. You don't need to be even aware of which class a data structure belongs to. All that you need to do is, let's say I would want to store the marks. So I would need to say marks is equal to, initially in our example we had 3 marks, 45, 54 and 80. So we are initializing marks with these 3 values. I want to find the sum of them. Sum of marks. I'd want to do the average. I can do sum of marks divided by length of marks. So we are not hard coding anything. So you can see that it's exactly the same as earlier. Now I'm getting a new mark. What do I need to do? I just need to say marks dot append the new value. What's the new value? 43. Now I would want to find out the average again. What I would need to do? Same code. The code does not change, and you can see that it is exactly the same average as earlier. If you look at the type of marks, this is something called list. So what we are doing when we create a data structure using square brackets is we are creating an instance of the class list. In this step, we discussed the need for data structures. We said manipulating individual values is very, very difficult, and that's why you'd want to group them and put them in a data structure that allows you to use the same code irrespective of number of elements, and it would help us to make our code very easy to maintain. I'll see you in the next step where we will talk a lot more about the operations that you can perform on lists in Python. Until then, bye-bye.